Hi everyone, welcome back. Hope you're all doing well. So today I'm going to do something a little bit different for you, and it's something that a lot of the YouTube creators or content creators out there already do, and that's a desk setup or a PC setup tour. I've not got the biggest of setups. I'm stuck in a corner of a dining room in my house, but I've put a lot of time and money into this. So yeah, basically I love what I've got at the moment. So I thought I'd share it with you. Let's jump straight into it. So here it is, guys. This is my little PC setup right in the corner, as I said before. And as you can see, the most important thing is it's right beside the drinks cabinet. It's always a plus point. It's one good thing about having it in the dining room. So we'll start off with the chair. This is the X-Rocker gaming chair. Got this from Smith's Toy Store, I think it was actually. Searched for loads and loads of chairs, and this one actually kind of sprung out at me, and I've had it for a while now. It's actually really comfortable. Quite enjoy the chair. What else we got? We've got our desk. As you can see, in the desk is a typical IKEA desk that I think everybody and their granny's got. This is the Linmon tabletop. It's 120 centimetres long. And then we've got the Alex Shaw's unit with a couple of the Adul's legs, I think it's called. Those are called, those two legs on the left hand side. Cheap, but it does the trick. Before I bought the desk, I was a little bit concerned because I'd seen people talking about how the table can bow if there's any weight on the top of it. But as you can see, I've got the weight of my PC on top of the actual drawers itself, and there's nothing else on top apart from the keyboard and the mouse and a couple other things. So yeah, that's the desk. I'm not going to even show you underneath the desk. The cable management's pretty crap, to be honest with you. The reason being is that I've got a works PC that you can see here on the table at the moment, and it's a little HP mini PC that I use to remote log in. I've got no choice but to have that here, so I basically work from here as well, right in this little corner. But I've got two sets of cables for the monitor coming from the PC itself, and then the mini PC, power cables, Ethernet cables, so on. So there's all these additional cables that I normally wouldn't have, so it's a bit of a mess down there. Haven't spent any great time on it because there's every chance that I could end up back in the office and I can take all this away and properly tidy up. But yeah, I thought I'd just explain why I've not really spent any great deal of time cable tidying up there, but at least it's clear of my feet. You can actually see one of the plugs underneath that I've got to swap out all the time because I've got a lack of sockets. So every time that I'm using the works PC, I need to unplug something, and when I'm back on my normal PC, I've got to plug that back in. Not the one that you're seeing in the ground's actually for the camera. Also under my desk, you'll see my headset, which is a set of SteelSeries Arctis 7 in white, and they're hanging off a Nito hanger that I got from Amazon. Sold a few pound, I think. I can't remember, it wasn't very dear, but the headset's it's a cracker. I wanted to go for wireless because I didn't like the cables getting in the way all the time. Read a few reviews, went for this, and they're super comfortable and super light, and really good headset. Can highly recommend. Right, what else have we got? I'll leave the PC to last, so we'll go for peripherals, sorry, that's on the desk. The keyboard that I have is what is that again? That is the Corsair K70 RGB, and that is the Mark II low profile rapid fire. Comes with different types of switches, but I went for the low profile switches. Hopefully you can see that from that. And it's got the silver speed switches on it as well, which are super quiet, no clickiness, which I love about these keyboards. Well, I should say these switches. So that's my keyboard. The mouse is the Corsair Darkcore RGB Pro SE, and that's again another wireless mouse that I've got. Again, I read reviews, wanted something that went with the rest of the Corsair stuff, and yeah, basically went with this one. Love this mouse. I've had a few Corsair mouses now, or mice I should say. Mouses, that's a stupid thing saying mice. And yeah, it's a fantastic mouse. My speakers are Creative Pebble V2s. I suppose if I had a bigger setup you could have had better wall mounted, more expensive speakers, but to be honest with you, who actually uses their speakers? You've always got your headset on, so they're only used when they have to be used. We've also got a desktop charger here, which is the Hoidolki. I can't pronounce that properly. You'll see down below anyway. I've got a list of all my parts that I've PC parts, and that's charging a set of my Samsung earbuds Pro that I got with my Samsung S21 Ultra. Next to that, you can see the little receiver, and that's for the SteelSeries headset that I showed you under the table, which is quite good because it's got a pass-through cable for it that ties into the actual speakers themselves. So when you've got your headset turned off, the speakers come active, which is quite handy. This is a little 3D printed Batman head. My son's got one of these DaVinci Pro 3D printers, Juniors I think it's called, DaVinci Junior. Got it years and years ago. Printed a few things and then it just sat in a corner collecting dust, so I actually went out and bought some new PVC for it, a big roll of it in white, and I started printing things off. I've got other stuff that I've printed before, and one other thing that I'll show you in a minute, but the rest of the stuff's in a drawer down below. Next up we have the microphone that I use, which is the Fifine T669 condenser mic, USB condenser mic. That's a kit that comes with the pop filter on the front, as you can see, the muff on the top, and the boom arm itself and the shock mount. Again, just a cheap microphone, highly recommended though, loads and loads of reviews on it, and it does the job, to be honest with you. I'm more than happy with it. Then over here, on the top of this other mount, we have my camera that I use. Now this is a really old Canon 100D camera. Bought this years and years ago because I thought I'd start getting into photography and using DSLR cameras, and it was fantastic at the time for taking photos. But then I noticed that there was an app up for the Canon webcam utility which allows you to use this as a webcam. The picture quality is great, but the resolution's cut way down on it. And yeah, it is what it is. It's good for getting the background blur and decent enough for a webcam, but there's definitely better out there. But yeah, it's usually what I use anyway as a web camera. If I'm ever doing YouTube videos, I'm sitting at my desk. So on to the monitors. The top monitor is the Acer Nitro. Now the Acer Nitro X, is it the XF252QX? That's a 1080p 240Hz monitor. I only had the one monitor when I first set this PC up. It's a fantastic gaming monitor, obviously for the 240Hz, it's fantastic for gaming. Down below that we have a Yamaha 34-inch widescreen gaming monitor. That is the Yamaha G Master GB3466WSQU B1, it's a bit of a mouthful. Again, I did read reviews on it. This seemed to be one that wasn't reviewed very much, but the reviews that I did see of it were really great, and I decided to go and buy one. What was funny about it was I actually entered a competition. I think it was about 2 or 3 weeks later after I bought this monitor. It was on Kit Guru, I'm sure it was, and they were basically giving you the chance to win one of these, and I was lucky enough to actually win another one, which I passed on to my son. He was over the moon when we got that monitor. So yeah, that's my two monitors. You may notice the lighting I've got in the back of the monitors as well. That is actually IQ lighting I've got on the back of that. It is the Corsair LS100 kit. If I can maybe just show you the back, you can see those are mounted straight on the back of the monitor itself. There's 6 strips in total because it's a widescreen monitor. All the usual different RGB functions you can have, changes along with music and so on, or you can use it to show temperature at your PC or whatever, but I'll leave it on the Ambilight setting. And I'll try and leave a little clip of how it looks with the Ambilight running, but fantastic set of lights, over the moon with those, and just kind of finishes off the look of the PC at the back. Sorry, the monitors at the back. Apart from that, I've got no other RGB on the actual desk itself. It's just what's on the back of the monitors, as you can see. So I think that's everything on the desk itself covered, so that just leaves the PC. But before I show you the PC, I'll show you the crap that I've got kept in the drawers below, because everybody always wants to know if it's, you see these videos on YouTube, and when people open a drawer they've got about 3 things in it, and I always think that's a lot of crap. They've quite clearly cleared it all out to make it look as if they're all neat and tidy and stuff. So, give an example, stationery drawer, jam packed full of pens and stuff like that. That just gets stocked up because I've got 3 kids and they always need their school stuff all stocked up, their stationery bag, so we just fill that drawer full of stationery and they take it as they please. Next one down's a wee bit tidy, right enough. It's got kind of notepads and so on, my glasses because I'm half blind, memory sticks and all that stuff. Keep a wee brush for cleaning the dust out between the keys and the keyboard, which is quite sad, but it's quite good for getting in between the keys. A stress ball for when kids beat me at Fortnite. Surprised they're not burst it. External hard drives and stuff like that. Next drawer down, what have we got in here? So when I'm using a works PC I need a headset. They supplied me with a headset, but it's crap. I feel like I'm in a call centre when I'm using it, so I've actually got an old HyperX Cloud 2, I think it is, headset, which was brilliant at the time for a wired headset to sound off, and it's superb, but I've kept that and I use it for work. In here I've got an Xbox controller, which is the, what's it called again? Is it Xbox Elite controller? I think it is. And again, another fantastic controller. Got it hooked up as a little receiver on the back of the PC. Then I use that for like driving games and stuff like that. I prefer using a controller for. And we've also got one of these. Is it a Razer Tartarus? I can't remember what it's called. I'll dig that out and see what it's called. I actually got that for playing keyboard and mouse on the Xbox. I had a little kind of table that I was sitting at. I had this plugged in and then a mouse, so I had as much space as possible for the mouse. And again, it was a great little thing, but I've barely used it. I thought I was going to get used to playing the Xbox with the keyboard and mouse, but nah, straight back onto the PC. And again, as I mentioned earlier on, loads and loads of Corsair mice, and this is the Corsair mouse I use as my works PC. I use as my works mouse. That's that. And the next drawer down, that's a general crap drawer, cables, bits and bobs, you name it, everything, ties, everything you need for building a PC up. And then in the very bottom, I keep my Oculus Quest. That's the original Oculus Quest VR headset in this box here. I can use that with the PC if I want, and you can actually use it wirelessly if you know how to do it. And then I've got a couple of older 3D prints. Character from Fortnite, I've done that one for my daughter. Ghost from Call of Duty. And then I've got ones that never turned out quite well with the old PVC that I had. It's supposed to be a Master Chief, but as you can see, it didn't fill in very well. And then the very first one I done was a Terminator head. I actually still love that thing, but I don't like it now because it's green and doesn't go on my desk, so it stays in the bottom of the drawer. And that's that. That's all the crap that I have in my drawers. So, PC, the case is a Lee & Lee a Lee & Lee LanCool 2 mesh. I had a different case before this one. I was wanting a white PC case, and I decided to spend a bit of time reviewing cases for the best airflow, and this is one of the ones that just seemed to keep popping up and tick the box for me, so I went ahead and bought it. Inside there is 6 Corsair LL120 fans that are connected to a Commander Core unit in the back side of the case. On the side of the case here, I've got a little 5-inch monitor, LCD monitor. It's actually touchscreen, and that's from a company called Elcro. I got that from Amazon. So again, I watched a load of videos on how to set up a sensor panel, and then actually went one step further and decided to mod the side of my case and fit this thing. So I can just show you what I've done. That this panel here is a white PVC printed 3D printed panel once again that I used for a 3D printer, and I actually took a little Dremel tool and cut the side of the panel out of the cage, of the case, and you can see how it's bolted through and attached. So one power cable that goes into USB header inside the PC, and then I've got an HDMI cable that runs through to the back of the cable, pops out the back and then loops into the graphics card. So that's that set up. Inside the case we've got the GeForce RTX 3070 Ti, and that's the Vision version from Gigabyte. That's a new addition to the PC. Recently had a Gigabyte RTX 2070 Super. So when I got this one, I took this 2070 Super out and I gave that to my son. So he's over the moon that he's got a new graphics card. The memory is the Corsair Vengeance RGB Black Pro, and that's 32 gig, that's 3200 megahertz, 48 gig, 48 gig sticks in there. The all-in-one cooler is the H100i by Corsair. That's the H100i Elite Capellix, I think it's called. What else have we got in here? Oh, the processor is a Ryzen 9 5900X as well, and that's all mounted onto the MSI B450 Gaming Pro Carbon AC motherboard. Don't know what else there is I can show you now. I think I've covered everything. Oh, I've got extension cables as well. These are from a company called LinkUp. So I've got the power supply cables and the motherboard cable, and there's one tucked right up the top corner for the actual power on the motherboard itself. You can't see them because the fans are up there. And that just leaves the last little thing, I think, which is in my case here, and that's another little 3D printed thing. So this is my 3D printed gaming logo. Sorry, just get the shadow of the phone out of the way. And that was again done on the 3D printer. Had to actually look up how to do it because it was obviously just a 2D logo, and I found a site that showed you how to make your 2D logo 3D, and then you could transfer it over to get it printed. So I'm over the moon with that. That sits in my case. I actually used that as a GPU bracket, a support bracket, when I had the 2070 Super in. It kind of sat underneath it and held it up, but despite the 3070 Ti being bigger, it doesn't sag, so the little logo can sit out a little bit further than normal. But yeah, that's it. That's the PC setup. It's all kind of clean, neat in there. Yeah. So there you go, guys. That was a quick tour of my PC setup. As I say, it's nothing spectacular, nothing special, but it is my little setup that I love. So yeah, just a daft video I thought I'd share with you. Hopefully maybe give some of you guys inspiration if you've got a little corner setup like mine, what you can do with it. And that's it, basically. So hope you enjoyed it. If you've got any comments, as usual, leave them down the bottom. Leave a like and subscribe if you can, and hopefully I'll get back to you soon with another video. Cheers for watching, guys. Bye.